Working on a 2016 BMW X4 X28i drive all-wheel. Doing the alternator. First thing you do, you take off your air intake, use a flathead screwdriver. It's a screw here and it's a screw right there. Next, you use your belt tensioner. This right here is your belt tensioner. That's a 16 millimeter. What I like to do is, once I remove the belt from the pulley here, I remove it, I'll pull it from off of the top of the alternator, put the belt back here, squeeze these two together like that, use a pair of small channel locks or vice grips, whatever you have, to clamp it so you don't have to sit and try to reroute everything. It's that easy. Next, you'll be taking off the belt tensioner. You can use a E10 socket here. If you don't have an E10 socket, you can use a 5/16 16 point, which fits right on there just like that also. So if you don't have it, you can use either or. I forgot to mention that there are 3 screws. There's one here, there's one that sits right under here, and then you have one that sits right here. So it's one under the hose, 2, and then it's 3, the third one up top. This vehicle has no power, but in order to disconnect the battery, you have to get to the trunk. So if you come right here, this is your positive terminal, and you can just, put your ground on here anywhere that you need to put it at. Then you pop the trunk, disconnect the battery on the negative side. In order to remove the alternator, you'll be using an E12 or a 16.38 socket. There's a screw here for the alternator, and there's a screw here at the bottom for the alternator. Next thing you do, your alternator screw, use a 1/2 inch socket, goes right on top. There's a little cap, pop the cap off, use your 1/2 inch socket. If you don't have a 1/2 inch, a 13 will work. Next thing I did, which isn't necessary, this is coming off of the intake side, but you come here, squeeze these tabs together, pull this up and out the way, and basically it'll give you just a little bit more space right here in order to get this signal line out. There's a tab right on this side here. So it's connected to this wire, and it just goes right here. Pull up, squeeze it in, pull the wire out. Next thing you do, following this line up, you'll see a sensor here, which is this guy. So you just squeeze these tabs together, and you just have to wiggle it up. Might take a little bit of finessing, but you wiggle it up. Next thing I do, which is not really a necessary step, but I do it just to have space, and it'll just allow me to do what I need to do. But mass airflow sensor, you pull the sensor out here. There's a 10 millimeter here. Once you're done with that, see how that box is free? It's a tab here. Pull it, pop it up off of that tab, and that air box comes right out. Once you have the air box out, so alternator will be in there like that. You just grab the pulley, and you just put your hand in the back, grab the back. You're gonna have to go up and down until it pulls free. You have to pull while pushing up and down. It'll break free. Once you get to that point, it's just a little bit of finessing. It's just going to be a little bit of finessing. So this here has to come up and out over the oil filter housing. Once that's up and out, this hose here, you just tuck it a little bit under the line, in between the 2 lines, and then you just finesse it, and then this alternator pop right out.